You are welcome to this week's edition of From the Assembly, a program that beams its searchlight on issues emanating from the hallowed chamber of Nasarawa State House of Assembly and other matters connected to it. But do remember that the State House of Assembly is still on recess to reconvene on 12th of next month. I am Valentine Joshua, hosting the member representing Lafayette Central Constituency at the hallowed chamber of Nasarawa State House of Assembly, Honorable Solomon AKwashiki. You are welcome, Honorable.
Thank you, Valentine.
You once appeared on this particular platform at the formative age of the 7th Assembly.
Yes.
And you said the people of Lafayette Central would not regret in voting you to represent them at the State House of Assembly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And
I did say.
You spent quite a number of months in the Assembly. What have you brought to the table so far?
Well, thank you very much, Valentine. And I want to say good evening to our viewers. Well, for the question you asked, of course, I am a man of my words. Like I said, this is a platform whereby if you are opportune to be given leadership, you need to prove to the electorate that, of course, you are starting with responsibility. And what the electorate want is performance in terms of giving dividends. I can categorically tell you that within this short period of time, we've achieved a lot in terms of education. You are much aware, Valentine, we've unveiled training of 150 people, or children, will I say, for ICT training, which is ongoing. And hopefully, at the end of this month, we are going to register JAM for them. And secondly, you talked about a lot of achievement we did in terms of boreholes. We have drilled a lot of boreholes within Lafayette constituency, which I believe people will ask, where are the boreholes? But we are trusting God within a short period of time. We are planning to commission most of these boreholes so that people will know the area where we have drilled these boreholes. And when you talked about representative, at least people are much happy when each day they go to me at the radio and on to hear their legislature contributing at the floor of the House in terms of issues that has to do with the constituency. You are much aware, I am always there to make sure I defend the people of Lafayette Central. In terms of the dividends we are talking about, more are coming. This is just the beginning, like I said. You look at the stealing of cables of transformer, virtual in the Lafayette Central constituency, which we have restored the cable that have been stolen within the community of Lafayette Central constituency. And with the motion I move at the floor of the House regarding to the stealing of these cables, and I can show you that matter has put to rest, and there's no more cases of stealing of cable of transformer, no more. So you talked about the achievement. I think within this 7 months or 6 months, will I say, there are a lot of dividends that has been going around to our people. Even this Christmas period, you can see what we have done to our constituency in terms of giving them the Christmas gift, because this is a period that people want to feel the impact of their leaders, which I assure you we are doing our best.
You are doing your best, so you say. Solomon AKwashiki, a legislator has 3 functions.
Yeah.
To embark on oversight functions, to make laws, and to represent his constituents at the hallowed chamber. But to you, it does appear that the business of legislature is all about infrastructure, and you, at some points you are being called Mr. Project. And no, it does appear that to you, legislature is not about lawmaking, but it's about embarking on infrastructure. I don't know. Is that what legislature is all about?
No. Valentine, that is not a legislature. That is not the function of legislature. Like you said, a legislature.
No, because I want to get it clear. You know, the perception out there is that if you are voted to the State House of Assembly and you are not embarking on infrastructure, they say you are not doing anything.
Of course, and that is why I apply this wisdom. I am a lawmaker by the Constitution of the Federal Republic. My responsibility is to make law for the benefit of my constituency and the state entirely. 2, embark on oversight function to checkmate the activities of all these MDAs and where our power cover to make sure transparency in terms of governance. Now, these are the the responsibility or part of the function of a lawmaker, and also to make bills that will make impact in the life of our people. Now, you look at our society today, people are much concerned about the welfare. People are much concerned about their need. And looking at our terrain, most especially Lafia Central, which you know is a seat of power. Now, the wisdom behind embarking on some of these projects, of course, you should know I am from opposition party. And you know, opposition, they are always at the receiving end. I am their governor, I am their House of Assembly, I am a whatever, because they don't have access to the government. They have access to me, of course. Now, it's one of the reasons that, okay, if I am a government member that represents a particular constituency, you should understand that it's easy for my people to feel the impact and dividends of democracy easier. But for me, the government believe, of course, these people are from my party. And the only way is to keep encouraging my constituency into embark on this welfare and issue that has to do with direct bearer of people. But you know, the politics is local. The system is not working the way it is expected to work. If really the system is working, it is not my responsibility to go and restore a cable where they have stolen in a transformer. It's not of my responsibility to go and drill bores. By the time you go to all this, my constituency, most especially these rural areas, people have been voting for more than a decade, but they never got a dividends of democracy. So it discourages our people in terms of voting. We want to encourage people that, of course, government is for everybody. I want to disabuse this from the minds of people. Like when I was giving the analysis talking about for opposition party, it will interest you. Even this project I'm citing is not only for opposition party. Even the people from other party, even APC and PDP, and all of them are enjoying these dividends of democracy that I'm giving, because I felt I am a closer person to them. But you know, Valentine, if today I say, with the only responsibility that has been certain for me to make laws, today our politics is still local. You don't really understand.
You keep saying the politics is local. I don't know whether I should agree or I should disagree, but the people listening would understand probably what you are saying. But may I understand that there is a particular money budgeted for the state legislators to embark on what is known as constituency projects. Were you given any money?
Well, I really, when you talked about constituency project, I'm yet to see that as a lawmaker.
Because the perception out there is that, come on, the state governments allocate money to state legislators to go to their rural, to their localities, embark on projects that have direct bearing on the masses. And there has been allegation out there that some members collect this money without doing anything. And they say probably that is the money that Solomon AKwashiki is using that is being known today as Mr. Project.
You recall back, Valentine. I've been doing this project we are talking about before. Imagine as a member representing Lafia Central. This has been on me because I come from a rural area. I know the problem my people want. When I was a councillor, history is there to vindicate me that Solomon AKwashiki has been doing this. Even when I was contesting, it's one of the strategies that people believe, okay, since this person understands the need of people, I think there's need for us to vote him into power. So basically, I disagree with you if you felt maybe I am doing this because I was giving a certain money. The answer is no. I have been doing this because already it has been in me, because I felt at the end of the day, the constituency will ask, what have you done to your constituency? Even God will ask me, out of the little I'm getting, my salary, at least there's nothing wrong sharing with people. And that has been the spirit in me. And I don't want the spirit to die. That was why, even before my swearing, I embark on boreholes. You go to the communities. Today, we are trusting God. We've gone more than 15, 16 boreholes so far. Within this 7-8 months. Valentine, it has been in me.
Within this month, you'll be able to embark on this infrastructure. In fact, even before you are elected as member of the Hallowed Chamber, you are called Mr. Project.
Absolutely.
But we just want to know, does the governor, Engineer Abdullah Hisule, has he released any money to members of the State House of Assembly?
We are yet to see that. Because, of course, we are lawmakers, and then there are entitlements that belongs to us.
No, I mean in terms of constituency projects.
Well, we are yet to see that.
Okay.
We are yet to see that.
Now, away from that, is Solomon AKwashiki sponsoring any bill at the Harlow Chamber?
Of course, we are working on the bills. Bills, like you said, because it will be wrong for a legislature, after your tenure, you don't have bills. All we are talking about project. These are a project that you decide within you to give back to society. But the real fundamental rules of a legislator is to bills and speaking for people. Those are the most important things. And I think I'm working on bills that will make impact in the life center and the state entirely.
You know, when you say you are working to ensure that you sponsor bills at the State House of Assembly, I know those bills are aimed at improving governance in the state.
Absolutely.
But I will still remember what the former speaker, Ibrahim Balarabe Abdullahi, once said, that he's worried that the State House of Assembly is passing bills that will improve governance in the state. But that he's surprised that the agencies or ministries, especially the State Ministry of Justice, saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that if these bills are centered to by the governor, are implemented to the latter, that some of these bills are abandoned, therefore rendering the effort of the legislature valueless. So, as a member, are you worried that some of these bills are not being taken too serious?
Of course, Valentine, we are worried. Even I remember before the exit of the former speaker, I remember there was a day the Attorney General came before you and you speak very aggressively about some of these bills, abundant bills, that which if the government pass it into law is going to make impact in the life of our people. And we need those bills to be into action so that people should feel the impact of government. So we are worried. And
so if you are worried, what is the Assembly doing differently to ensure that the bills that the gaveled have okayed them are not just assented to, but are implemented with a view to ensuring that, of course, the impact is felt in the society?
No, the House of Assembly, like I said, we are trying, like I said, before the exit of the former speaker, he speak aggressively about that. And even the new speaker that we have, I remember even before our recess, he was so worried about these bills that we are talking about. I think some of the bills need to come into reality for us to feel impact and for the state to move forward. So all of us as legislators, we are worried. But I think these things need an understanding. And I believe the speaker has already made a commitment that is going to draw the attention of the executive, that is switch into action to make sure they allow that bills to go into reality for us to move forward. So the House of Assembly are in top of that issue, and I assure you, in not distant time, things will begin to push shape.
Solomon AKwashiki, within several months, you've worked with two speakers.
Absolutely.
And as opposition, how has been the experience?
Very perfect. The Right Honorable Balarabe, I've worked with him. I've have a good working relationship with him because he's vast, intelligent, and he understands the legislative work. And I think I learned a lot from him in terms of legislature. And secondly, the Right Honorable Daladi Jato, the man who has so much respect, the man of humility. And I think with the little time where he has been in office, I think, you know, he's one of the experienced legislators we have in this state. He started as a legislator within the local government. He was a speaker of Kokona local government then. He was a chairman. And this is the third time he's coming to House of Assembly. What else are you asking? Is it experience? Is it the legislative experience? He has all it takes. And I assure you, it's just like, it's a continuation of an exit of an experienced speaker and another one coming in to take over. So I think we are on a good direction. And I think
you are on a good direction. Solomon AKwashiki, in the Harlow Chamber of the House, you always say that, of course, you are speaking for the people of Lafia Central.
Absolutely.
And I remembered when the issue of palliatives meant to alleviate the plight of people or to cushion the suffering posed by the removal of fuel subsidy was brought to the Harlow Chamber. You are one of the persons that asked the speaker to constitute a committee to investigate who really diverted this particular palliative. Now let's listen to you.
Issues are coming up from different local governments And the story is not friendly. And it's a sad one. Leaders that are siding with responsibility to share this palliative to the less privileged, to those who are looking for 1 square meal to survive, that a committee should come up so that we should investigate the attitude of some of the leaders within the community so that we can be able to unravel this issue of palliative.
Yes.
Solomon AKwashiki.
Yes.
You said you are calling on the speaker
Yes.
to constitute a committee.
Yeah.
A committee was constituted.
Yeah, of course.
And individuals were invited to the house.
Of course.
And the people of Lafayette Central are still asking this question.
Yes.
Who diverted our palliative?
Absolutely.
And up to now, no question has been given. And the committee's time frame has allowed.
Yes,
and
of
nobody
course.
is saying anything.
Of course. You are right. You are right. I speak very anointly at the floor of the House regarding to this attitude of some of the leaders who are opportune to be at the government and they don't know the responsibility saddened to them. If you are a leader today, you are saddened with the responsibility of being transparent to the poor man, to the less privileged. Now, of course, a committee has been constituted, which you recall there was a lot of invitation from various local governments. And I can assure you, all the committee have concluded all their report. But unfortunately for us, you know, the exit of Balarabe, Dr. Daladi Jato came in, and he has to begin to look at the issues that are before the Harlow Chamber. Surely, we now went into Christmas and recess. But I assure you, this report is going to be released to the good people of Nasarawa. But mind you, there was no complaint in Lafayette Central. I have not even received any complaint. I only show a solidarity to other constituencies who brought a complaint and who are speaking that there must be fairness in terms of what happened. So for Lafayette Central, I have no any personal complaint that comes before me.
So you are saying that individuals who are found culpable in diverting this palliative will be brought to
Of course, the law will take its course.
And the people of Nasarawa State are expecting
to
see how those persons
absolutely,
might be brought to
absolutely,
book.
absolutely. I assure you.
But let me ask you this question, Solomon AKwashiki. Is there a cabal in the Nasarawa State Assembly?
There's no cabal.
Okay, there's no cabal.
There's no cabal.
You know, there has been allegation,
of course,
that there is a cabal in the Nasarawa State House of Assembly, beginning from the regime of Ibrahim Balarabe Abdullahi.
Yes.
And some permutations have it that the cabal have been infiltrated.
Yes.
In fact, some of the permutations say Solomon AKwashiki has penetrated the cabal. Not just penetrating, but you are trying to take charge of the cabal.
No. Valentine, that's not true. I'm a realist. And I'm one person that if I say I'm going this way, you can't stop me until if God say no. That has been me. When issue of leadership of Balarabe came in, I was part of those that stood for Balarabe. I stood for him because I have understand that even the executive, which is the governor, show interest, although it is not the right of the governor to show interest. But however, this is a democracy, and we can't begin to fight because of the leadership of the house. We are all equal. Only that one person will be picked as a speaker, which he will lead the house. What are we talking about? If the direction is going towards Balarabe, why do I need to go and be fighting? I am not in National Assembly to fight. So maybe that was the impression people have, that of course I'm part of the cabal. But since we brought Balarabe in, there was never a meeting that caused me as a cabal. On the exit of Balarabe, I championed Daladi Jato. The speakership is in a western zone, and 3 people contested. I with the right of Daladi Jato then. When we discovered the direction is going through Balarabe, we all surrender and support Balarabe then. He was a speaker. He enjoyed our support. Same thing. When the speaker exit, the Balarabe exit, we decide also, I joined the trend of supporting Daladi Jato. And maybe that has been the trend that people will begin to think maybe I'm in the direction, maybe as they said, but there was never a meeting that was called for a cabal meeting. It may be, if there's cabal, that was there. But for now, as I'm talking to you, there's nothing like cabal. All I know, God has helped me. I am always thinking ahead in the sense that I always want to join the winning team. It is wrong for you to make an opposition that will not yield result. Ordinary, I'm from opposition party. I should be able to go against. But when you go to State House of Assembly, it's not about party. It's about, you look at the dynamic and the politics of that assembly and join the queue so that at the end of the day, you will get dividends back to your people. So, Valentine, I want to assure you, there was never a day I was called for meeting of cabal. But I am very close with the speaker.
So, Solomon AKwashiki, you are telling us that as far as you are concerned, there is no any cabal in the National State House of Assembly.
I can guarantee you there's no cabal, Valentine.
It's all right. And now away from that, you know, the previous assembly, talking about the 6th assembly, passed about 72 bills, making it the highest in the country. And you once appear on this particular platform, and you said the 7th assembly would ensure that it supersede that particular record. Is that visible?
Of course, you know, when you look at this 7th assembly, we've gone through a lot of crises, we've gone through a lot of issues, one issue or the other. So as per the assembly itself, we are trying to put our hands together so that we can achieve those things that we make promise. So I think it's too early for us to conclude that we cannot perform more than the 6th assembly. I think we are still on track, 7 months in office. So give us time so that you can be able to vindicate all I'm saying and all the interests of the assembly and the direction of assembly. You definitely understand maybe after our 1 year in office. So you can know the direction. And
after you are 1 year in office, we are gradually coming to the end of this program. But let's go still back to the Hollow Chamber of the State House of Assembly.
We are speaking for our constituency. We are speaking for our state. And we must put a position to make sure things are done proper. So, Mr. Speaker, I am in support that you must come with a panel.
Solomon AKwashiki, that was you once again during the issue of the cells of Nasarawa State Liaison Office in Lagos State. You are among lawmakers who condemned that particular allegation.
Of course.
And a committee was constituted.
Of course.
Traveled right away to Lagos State, embarked on fight findings, and came back to the state. And up to now, the state have not been briefed, or probably during your findings there's nothing so significant to discuss, or the matter has been swept under the carpet.
You know, unfortunately, I always contributed, but I was not part of the committee. Even at the palliative he talked about, and even this one about the soul of this property, I'm not part of one of the committee. It will be wrong for me to speak for the committee. But Valentine, I'm in Nigeria. This is my state. I cannot sit down and there was an issue that has to do with state, and I will sit down, fold my hand without contributing, whether it's positive or negative. Solomon AKwashiki must speak, because I am speaking for the people of Lafia Central. I am speaking for the state entirely. So I actually contributed. If it is true that this thing was sold illegally, let's know what is the cause of this and who are responsible. And that was the contribution I gave before the Hollow Chamber that day. But for me, I am not part of the committee. But I assure you, Valentine, definitely all these questions you are asking, the report will be laid before the Hollow Chamber and before the public for them to ascertain what is the really problem, and for the people of Nasarawa State to see this is the people that are responsible for this. And
we hope that the report will be made available.
Absolutely.
And the people of Nasarawa State will be told who sold the Lagos Liaison Office, at what rate, and where was the money channeled, how was it used. And those questions will be answered, because we are talking about taxpayers' money.
Absolutely.
We're not talking about individuals' money. And we hope that the State House of Assembly will take a look at that particular report and provide appropriate answer. Solomon AKwashiki, we appreciate you for coming to this particular program once again. But as you are parting words, just 30 seconds. You know, last time you told me that the people of Lafia Central would not regret voting you to
Absolutely. I am still on my word, Valentine.
I don't know whether you are still maintaining those words.
Of course. I always tell people that if you have a free mind, you say things and do what you say. For me, averagely, I made a commitment to the constituents that I am going to represent them with the fear of God in my heart. And like you said, of course, the level we are driving, I am doing my best. The relationship that I have with the electorate before I become House of Assembly member, I keep to that. in terms of going to the naming ceremony, in terms of going to the people problem, in terms of going to the wedding. These are the things you associate. I want my relationship with constituents to be intact, because then, before I'm here, I was with them. I don't want to keep far away with them. So that people will begin, I don't want to be power drunk. The problem we have as politicians.
Solomon AKwashiki, you are really dragging the conversation to another level, because already there is an allegation that, of course, Solomon AKwashiki is doing all this so that he will water his ground well ahead of 2027. That probably are going to vie for a different position, not House of Assembly.
Yes.
Is that true?
Well, with time heals everything.
Time heals everything.
Yes.
And this we have to wrap it up on this week's edition of From the Assembly. A featured member representing Lafia Central constituency. I am Valentine Joshua. I'll see you next week with other legislative matters.